Hi, welcome to McBoss Capital channel. This is the week ending December 15 yesterday. Um, so we're gonna do a recap of the stock market here. Here's the notes for this week. So a couple of bullish analysts at Yardeni has 4,600 year end. I think we passed that now for S&P. Right? And then he said it might go to 5,400 next year, and then 6,000 in 2025. And the main reason he thinks market will continue to hum along because he thinks this is a rolling recovery, just like he was talking about how during the last 2 years it was kind of a rolling recession, and now he thinks that it's the same thing will happen. Some areas of the economy will recover faster than others, but it's going to start recovering. And then Tom Lee, he's probably one of the most bullish analysts out there this year, and he has a target of 4,750 to 4,800 for this year, and that's pretty close to it, I think. And then for next year, he's targeting small caps as the leading sector, financials, industrials, and then tech and fin. Yeah, any questions on that?
No, sounds good.
Yeah, so Nasdaq and S&P, they had their seventh weekly gains. This is really, really strong rally so far. We're into mid-November, December now, so um, we have 2 weeks left with some holidays there. And then we have Dow Jones hitting a new closing record high this week, which is very powerful as well. We have the Russell 2000 finally coming back to the 2000 level, which is a strong resistance level. So we'll see if Russell can, surpass, some of the peaks near that level. And so I'm just going to jump. I don't have the Tuesday note because that's when the CPI data came out, but we'll look at a chart here. So we see the month-over-month inflation here is 0.1%. And then you can see the previous one is 0%. So it's pretty low in terms of
Right.
inflation.
Look like
Okay, so yeah, so the month-over-month inflation is like really good right now, 0 to 0.1%. So that's really good news for the market, I think, and the Fed, right? Jump back to the notes here. So after the inflation number came out Tuesday, on Wednesday, the Fed basically left funds rate unchanged, which is no surprise there. But the one thing they did mention is they will now forecast a rate cut of up amount to like I think it's 75, 80 basis points in 2024. So that is actually better than most people thought because before it was 50 basis points, now it's 75. And Powell also acknowledged that the more rate hikes are unlikely, and that the Fed need to start thinking about a weak job market. Um, he hasn't said the inflation is done yet, but and that there's still possible further hikes, um, but obviously they say the data will guide their decisions. But anyhow, the market did rally really strong after the Fed during the Fed meeting announcement. Uh, and one reason why the stock market has surged since November is that buyers are also spreading their wealth among larger pool of stocks. So basically, we're seeing market breadth continue to grow. And since October 27 low, the equal weight index, RSP, is up more than 16%, outperforming the S&P 14.3% gain, and the Nasdaq equal weight is up nearly 18%. Yeah, so equal weight is up nearly 18% for Nasdaq, and then the cap weight is 16.8%. So both RSP and QQEW is beating the cap weight that was just equal weight. So that is a sign that the market breadth is growing. So that's really good sign, right? For the rally. Small caps also have shined since then with 19% gain. Um, so yeah, so next week we have a PCE number on Friday, which is seen rising 3.4% year over year. So the Fed will, will want to see what that number looks like. We have some earnings from FedEx, Micron, and Nike. That's pretty much it for the notes here. This is the Fed CME future or for the Fed funds rate. And so you can see right now for January, no change, again, 89%. For March, we're seeing a quarter point cut at 62% in March. And in May, we are also seeing another cut to 475 at 52%. So that's something has changed since this week. That now we're seeing futures pricing one cut in March and one cut in May, whereas before it was just one only for those 2 months. In June, wow, in June it also is pricing another cut. So that's three cuts in a row to 450. In July, wow, in July again another cut to 425. So the market is really seeing a big cut going forward, like four cuts in a row. September, okay, so that remains at 425. November, we're seeing another cut here, so down to 4%. And then December, another cut, so down to 375. So the market is expecting 6 cuts now next year, which is quite quite aggressive, I guess.
Mhm.
And so the the funny thing is, I was watching CNBC and I see a lot of bear analysts kind of surprised on Wednesday from what the Fed say, how they shift their tone and stuff. But then they're still quite bearish because they don't think the Fed will cut as much as the market hopes. So GDP was updated. I don't remember. December 14th, yeah. So that was Thursday. And it jumped quite significantly to 2.6% now. So this is pretty good news. I think last time we saw was like below 2. So this is really good news actually. Housing starts and permits coming up on Monday, confidence level Tuesday, um, existing home sales on Wednesday, jobless claims, that's every week. We have US leading economic indicators on Thursday, manufacturing survey, GDP revision, and then Friday we have the PC number. So that's the one that might matter to the Fed and the market. So yeah, it looks like right here it says 0%. Uh, previous, okay, it didn't show the forecast, but as I mentioned in my notes, they're saying 3.4% year over year. So it might rise a little bit. That's what it looks like. So we'll see how that goes. As far as sentiment goes, right now we are great on CNN index here, so not too great, not extreme level yet, um, overall, but the market momentum is extreme, stock price is extreme, the clearing volume is extreme, put call is extreme. So all those are extreme. Then the AAII survey here is Wednesday, from Wednesday, 51%. Wow, this is almost a year high, right? See, 51.4%. And then the bears are 19.3%. Again, this one doesn't show the historical bear. So I don't know what's the lowest number. But 19 is probably quite low, I would think. Pretty low. So yeah, so the sentiment definitely getting more greedy, less bearish, So this one it's a put call ratio shown on IBD website, and you can see it's like pretty low here. So not many people are buying puts right now. Um, yeah, so it's pretty low. Then we have this bulls versus bears. So you can see, yeah, so you can see the red is the bulls going up, and then the bears are the ones that are on the bottom here, the green line. So it's not super bearish yet. It's not super bullish yet. It's not new high yet. So it's getting there. So yeah, so you can see on the Nasdaq chart, we broke out from this July high here, and the market really didn't look back because it closed at the top. So that's a good news, right? And the other thing you probably might notice is look how high this volume is this last 3 weeks, right?
Wow.
That is super high. And it's increasing in volume as it moves up, basically. So that's a good sign. And we're not that far from 16,000, sorry. So we did, pretty much make all new highs since, pretty much going back to like now, before the bear market started. So, yeah, so, we'll see how long, whether we can reach there or how fast and so forth. But yeah, that is the all-time high. And so, we basically have everyone talk about this nice cup with handle pattern. Um,
hmm
yeah, everyone talks about it. It looks pretty nice. Um, yeah, this is surprisingly like really nice. Like Jim Rockwell talked about this. Um, and just a very nice cup handle pattern. Let's look at that, right? You don't usually see that. I mean, you see this here in the '08, pretty nice too. So you see this, draw it here like this, and go up, and then you see this nice handle on the monthly chart. So this is monthly chart, and then yeah, and then it gets out, and then goes to the previous high here, and then it got tested at the high once more, and
hmm
then after that test for a few months, and then it goes. So I'm gonna guess we're gonna see something very similar. Um,
hmm
Most likely, I don't think I mean, the inflation story is pretty much um, we're back to more normal range, but that doesn't mean we can't stay at this range for longer. So I'm guessing like, we might have 1 or 2 or even 3 more months of like going rally here before like so we'll probably come close to this previous high, and then at some point the market is going to think about the Fed might be hesitant to cut rates or something like that, and then the market might have another short consolidation, uh, something like that, and then finally it will take off, just like right here, right? So this is the really nice uptrend here for many, many months. So that's kind of what I hope to see. So that's kind of if as far as the daily go, you can see right now the slope is very strong. I'm not sure how long it can sustain this, because generally it will come back to the 10-day. So, but right now it still look okay. A little bit extended, but uh, but yeah, the good, like I said, the good sign is that we have room to go away from here to 16,000. So yeah, so that's, and like I say, I really like the volume like coming in. That's the really good sign. Um, so we're just gonna look at the Nasdaq chart here on the IBD newspaper, and the advanced decline line has, come up a little bit this week, so that's a good sign. Um, uh, you know, at least it's going up. Um, so you can see here on Friday it went down though, right? On Friday it went down. Yeah, so it's still one of the weakest of as decline line. Like jump to S&P, you can see how strong it is. Like even this week, it just went like almost straight up vertical, and then on Friday come back down a little bit. But it's just a very big difference between S&P and Dow and sorry Nasdaq in terms of the advanced decline line. So there's way more stocks in S&P going up, going down, and then whereas Nasdaq, the numbers are kind of flat, right? You can see the chart is not really moving up much. So there's still lots of stocks that are not moving up on Nasdaq. Um, yeah, the Dow chart you can see is really strong. We'll come back to Dow here in a second. But let's go look at S&P on this weekly chart here. So again, same thing. It broke out on this big resistance level here, 4600, and now we're at 4719. So we might also get to this previous high pretty soon here, 4818. So about 100 points away. So this one looks closer than Nasdaq, unless Nasdaq will catch up pretty fast too. Um, so we'll see whether, we still have 2 weeks, so it's possible that the market could reach that level by year end. It's possible. Definitely, we'll see if that happens. On the monthly chart, similar chart pattern as Nasdaq. You can see the nice cup of handle pattern as well. And we'll look at Dow. So Dow really surprised me because they make a new high this week, right? So now we're at 37,305. The previous um, highest level is 36,952. So we are, yeah, so the Dow is hitting new high, and that's very interesting. Weekly chart, you can see the Dow, like the slope is very strong right now. So if we go to the daily chart, and you can see, like usually you look at the 10-day, and this is how strong it is. It just, keep finding support at the 10-day, and now a little bit extended. You see how far it is from the 10-day now. So this is, so we might expect some pullback to the 10-day again, but right now Dow is really acting really strong. So yeah, I don't know if I talked about this. So on the weekly chart, it was very strong volume. On daily chart, is also very strong volume the last 3 days since the Fed announcement. So as we go back to S&P, you should see a very similar pattern. So on Friday is quadruple witching day for options expiration, so that explains the volume as well. And then same here, you can see the volume. And we go to Russell. So Russell, obviously is the one that has the most problem during this bear market. And, we see this huge resistance level here, which is around 22,000 level to 2030. So right now we're at 19,985. So it actually closed below 2,000 on Friday. It did reach a high of 2009 points. So yeah, so this range has been consistently, a strong resistance for Russell. So we have to see whether it can hold, right? That's the key. If it can hold at this level, like in the next few days, I think that's a bullish sign because we need the 10-day. You can see the 10-day is just sloping up like so strong right now. We needed to catch up, the 10-day to catch up, and hopefully it'll continue to go up. here and break through this 2000, like 2000 to 2030 level. Once that's broken through, I think, you know, we're going to see, more bullish growth in market breadth growing in small caps that will lead to the whole market. So, um, so that's, I think that a lot of people are watching this. The small cap, almost every analyst are saying small cap's going to lead next year. So, so I won't be surprised if it actually break out. But, when too many people always say the same thing, I always find that little bit contrarian. So, it may actually come back down and surprise everybody, right? And everyone will have to sell because they're probably buying up here and then they will sell. And then, we also need the 50-day to come back up as well. You can see the 50-day, every time it moves up, it comes back down, moves up, comes back down. So right now, 50-day is so low at the bottom, like it probably had to come back down to around this level before, and if we can pass that level, then I can probably say, yeah, there's a high chance that Russell will continue to do well. But if it doesn't, then it can come back down. Like I don't know. But this time, let's say this time the trend is very strong. It's possible Russell could break out this time, but I'm not sure, man. Because I feel like too many people are saying the same thing right now. And every time I notice when everyone says the same thing, it didn't work out that way, right? If you go back to December last year, this time, everyone was so bearish, and everyone's saying, yeah, going to New Year, like everyone's not buying, and all of a sudden, what happened in January? We have a strong rally, right? So this might be the opposite, right? Where everyone's saying, we're going to New Year's small cap going to be strong, but who knows? We could be tested for the fourth time, and then, this time, even more people might suffer because everyone's buying into the Kool-Aid. Everyone's drinking the same thing. So we'll see what happens. But definitely there's more breadth in small caps as well. In fact, we can jump to it right now. We'll show you the accumulation numbers here from McBoss Capital that we track. So we have been confirmed uptrend for a while now, since November 1st from IBD signal. And here's the accumulation on the number of stocks here and industry groups. And what happened was quite significant happening something on Wednesday. We start to see the number jump quite a bit, right? So on Wednesday it was 500. And then on Thursday and Friday, like I don't remember the last time I saw over 1,000 stocks get accumulated. This is quite significant. Yeah, I don't remember the last time I see over 1,000. This is yeah, so this is definitely a change, and that could also, like, we see that from the volume that came in, right, over the last 3 days. So people have definitely shift and start buying stocks, and we see accumulation on many stocks, especially probably a lot in the small cap area. And on the industry group, it's really high. We're seeing 100, like 140, 150 industry groups being accumulated. That's out of 200 industry group that IBD use, right? That is significant. I also don't remember the last time I see this high of a number. So, I mean, here we saw 100, 130, but like I said, I never seen this high of a number. And then on the sector level, on the beginning of the week, you can see it was still pretty weak. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that was the Fed announcement day, and we start to see pickup in, again, financials continue to lead, industrials continue to lead, and then we have technology and retail, probably mostly in the consumer discretionary. So those four areas continue to lead, and then Friday it exploded. Even commodity sectors, some of them are doing well. And then Friday, same thing, like we're seeing health picking up as well. So, and then we see industrial 261, really, really strong. Financial 241. Like, I mean, technology is also rising. So this is a very broad-based rally, right? And so I really like what's happening right now. Um, so it's most likely, um, we will see continue to see the year-end rally just because, you know, uh, unless there's some really bad macro news, right? But I think the trend will continue, at least for the minute, because this is really powerful accumulation, and most likely, and I assume as well as institutions are buying, right? And so that's why we see the huge volume, and we see the really, big, broad market rally in terms of overall breadth. And so with that being said, usually you don't just buy and forget it, right? It's usually they'll continue to buy for at least a few weeks kind of thing. So I think throughout the rest of the year we might continue to see hopefully a nice Santa rally. Yeah. So we'll look at some ETFs here. SMH broke out this week. You can see, I mean, it broke out a few weeks ago, but then it kind of slide back down. And now it really like break out like very clean, right? Like this week is a very strong week. Not sure why the volume is kind of low, but you know, I know Jim Ropel is very heavy on this one right now. He's so bullish. He had call options as well. So um, yeah, so this is looking very nice chart. Like I said, it broke out right here, and then it pulls back to this 10-21 day line. It bounced off it, and look at how strong this bounce is, right? Um, so so yeah, so I assume this will keep going for a little bit, um, and then probably start to come back to the 10-day. So, but yeah, looking very nice, right, for the semiconductor. Let's jump to software sector. So software sector is the stronger one. We knew it broke out, same thing 4 or 5 weeks ago, and this one never came back. Um, yeah, so this one never came back, and you can see even on the weekly chart, like the 50-day slope is very strong right now. It's like 45-degree angle. This is, you know, um, a lot of the software stocks has more taken a break recently. Um, but it still look very good, right? See, look at this. It's riding the 10-day line right now, and it's very tight action. So even on this
Mhm.
pullback, it's tight action. So this is really good. Look at the volume on here. All the blue is sticking out, right? And then look at the red. It's like so tiny. And then even this one day on Thursday. So this is pure accumulation right now. Hence, that's why it's riding the 10 days so nicely. And
Mhm.
and it just broke out, right? So we still, we broke out right here. The green bar right here is where IBD marked the 20% profit. So we still have quite a way to go. Generally, when when there's a strong rally, we usually see growth sectors usually move up, 20% for like at least for the stocks and stuff. So this in the ETF can go up to 20%, and some stocks could go up even more, right? 30 to 50% or more. But yeah, this is a very strong index with ETF right now, and again, very similar to the index chart. We still have some way to go before the new high. Let me go back to SMH just to see how far it is. Okay, so SMH actually, you know, because of the AI stuff and and the chip recovery, um, it has made new high this week. So that's why I think Jim Ropel is so bullish on SMH. Like I say he bought lots of call options. So um, but he said he'll be selling them in the next 2 weeks to take some profit. So it's
Mhm.
working out really well right now. On the monthly chart, you can see it's breaking out this month. Uh, so not sure how fast and how far it will go, but again, the 20% line is still quite far away from the breakout point. So there might be still some room to go. I guess we can look at the U.S. interest rate as well. Like Yeah, so like the home builders continue to do well this week. You can see how much it jumped. It's like seven, almost 8%. And you can see the accumulation down here. It's all blue. You can see the turnaround in earnings, right? So that's also really good. So yeah, so the home builders are definitely recovering. Also, you can see the nice cup. Probably you can even call this a cup handle pattern here. You see the relative strength line breaking to new highs. So everything is looking perfect technically. And probably fundamentally, it's like I said, riding on the US interest rate, going down. So Friday did have a little bit of a reversal, but that's because it's so extended. So it's probably still okay. So we can go look at the Euro TNX. You can see this week, this is really the big story, right? The yield just dropped like a rock on Wednesday. It broke the 200-day line. And I thought it was going to find support somehow, but I guess the news really, just now that the Fed has pivoted, that's what people call it, it's unlikely that this yield will continue to be strong, right? So, so it broke through it and and then on Thursday it gapped down even more overnight as people overseas start hearing the news and people are dumping, you know, uh, I guess they're buying treasuries in some way. So, uh, oh, I mean, they're dumping treasuries, right? Because then the yields going lower. Yeah, that's right. So they're selling treasuries. So yeah, um, this is a strong downtrend. Obviously, right now it's a little bit extended from this downtrend, so I expect it to bounce a little bit. Maybe even come back to 200 day. But over time, assuming this is real, what Fed is doing, that they're going to start cutting interest rate, then the yields will continue to go lower. So, that's the big story for that. The other thing that's happening is the US dollar. It's also dropped big on Wednesday. You can see that undercut the lows. It did bounce back on Friday, but but it is on a downtrend as well. It's not as steep as the treasury yield, but it is still, doesn't look that good. Um, and obviously, U.S. oil also surprisingly didn't drop as much as I thought. So so this week you can see on Tuesday undercut it, but then on Wednesday it actually bounced back, and Thursday it bounced back, and Friday you see where it closed, actually at the top. So there's something happening in the oil because I feel like some oil stocks are also starting to perk up. For example, one stock that I always trade was TTG. And look at how tight this is trading. It's unbelievable tight. It's trying to come out right now. It kind of fell back. So that's, and you can see the volume is pretty high, but it's normal for volume to be high as it comes back to the moving averages. But but what's this stock doing near new high levels when when the oil is like so much lower, right? So there's something happening with oh sorry, this is not the wrong stock. I was looking at the wrong stock. This is Transdine. Sorry. Let me go to TDW. Yeah, TDW. So here, sorry. Yeah, this is the right chart. So it fell apart as oil dropped, but this is what's happening now, right? Like it came back to the highest level in the last, many weeks, right? So this is, um, finally formed this, base and then undercut this base. Now we have this nice correction of 26%. Now it's coming back to the 50-day. So we'll see if oil, like, obviously, I'm not expecting oil to jump back a lot, but it might be more stabilized around the $80 area. And this stock, it has been rising, right, from every base. So if it does break through the 50-day again this time, I'll probably enter this position because it looks pretty nice right now. And the volume is there too, so we'll see. So this is one of them. The other one that I make good money on was LPG. So you see, look at LPG, right? Look at this rise right here. Look at the volume. Look at the relative strength. So everything is, again, similar story. This chart is probably nicer because it did rise very quick. Same thing. You see, every time it forms a base, it rise, and this time, this base is not as long as TDEW, but it did bounce off the 50-day right here. Like I said, very strong recovery week, with high volume. So yeah, there's a high potential that this stock could continue to lead. So I'm watching this very closely. I haven't entered yet, but Friday could have been an entry, but I miss it. So, uh, but I think yeah. So yeah, it's possible, or at least like I say, even if we maintain an 80, I think it's not. So we are seeing broad rally, right? Like like I say, even commodities are starting to move up. Yeah. So let's look at some stocks now. I think you know, you can see. So I'm just gonna take away. So I'm just gonna go down this list. This is the new high on the relative strength on the daily and weekly, most of them. Um, CrowdStrike, really strong. Security stocks are really strong this week. So, so yeah. So this is the IBD Mark Minivini speaking on the podcast on Wednesday. You can watch it here. I'll put the link in the notes. But yeah, like one of the things that in his book he talks about a lot, right? Is that when you have a strong, especially when it come out of bear market, there's a high chance what he call a lockout rally, and he's saying that it is happening right now. So if you're waiting for the strongest stocks to pull back, it might not pull back. And this is one of them, right? And I believe this is one of them. The closest you could have got was at the 10-day. And unless you got in really early, but then you would have been tested, right? So, but yeah, the last time probably where you could have got in without getting tested was right here. This was probably in early November, first week of November, first or second week, probably somewhere in between there. So now it's been almost 4 weeks later, and you can see it's just riding the 10-day like a superstar, and that's what superstars do. They ride the 10-day until, and what happens is we're gonna start to see a parabolic move, and you can see now like I said the slope of the average lines are starting to look different. So you know, here's the first slope right here, the 10-day. Now we have the second slope. Sometimes it might even have a third slope, right? And that's when it becomes parabolic, and that's when at some point in time this stock has done like all its move. And probably the best example to study from this year was SMCI, right? Because that's what it did exactly. We go back to the daily chart uh, right here. So you have this right here. This one, the slope wasn't much different. You can see, right? This one only has two move, and it has a pullback as well. So maybe that's why it didn't look parabolic at all. But yeah, now that we in we go back to Kraus, right? We're starting to see this parabolic move. So I think this is the second slope right here. It might end second slope, I don't know, but or it might not. It might make a third slope. Usually they do make the slope, especially if you see a climax run. Like this only happened to the strongest of the strongest, right? And so this one's definitely one of the strongest stocks right now. Um, yeah. Purity is so strong right now. Qualisys, again, this is one of the young star, 7 billion cap, and this is already a new high, right? We talked about this a few weeks ago, um, and it just keep climbing. So yeah, on the daily chart here, you can see Qualisys. It broke out right here based on this one. This is a gap up on earnings. then it went sideways, tested a few times, and then we have this next earning gap up. So that was the last time it broke out. And then since that time, it just ride the 10-day. And the slope are pretty okay, like it's not super crazy. So that's closest. What's the next one? RPD. That's very similar. You can see this one just broke out. Um, so we'll see. Yeah, so this is a pretty long base, right? So it finally broke out now. There's less resistance. So it'll probably rise 20-25%, assuming the rally continues. Next one.
Yeah, this guy is awesome.
So Zscaler, a little bit more volatile, but you can see R's rating really strong. So here's the previous resistance it broke out from. So now it probably has less resistance. Um, a very strong move, right here. So this is the slope, first slope. So I think the second slope has started now. So you can see the acceleration now. So yeah, I mean, these guys might have room to run because because they're the leaders, and also the chart is also showing strength, right? Um, yeah. So and this one has still lots of overhead. So but it is moving. So and look at this numbers, right? Triple digit growth again, right? So that's why. And volumes there. That's one for the support. So yeah, it looks good overall. Yeah, we have a GPS, you know, PDD, RCL, Dash, My Trip, and My Trip. All those are really strong retailers. Let's look at the ones that are hitting new highs this week. G3. Look at this move right now. It's a power move 2 weeks in a row. Let's see if it hit new high. Pretty close. Pretty close. This is 35, 80, 35, 12. So yeah, it's almost there. Minus 35, 21. So look at the monthly chart, which is right here. So the one we just saw is right here. So you still have quite a bit of resistance. But this stock has moved pretty good before. So right now it's moving. So it's a little bit extended, you can see. But yeah, so that one's making a move. PVH, also apparel. So this chart also looked very similar actually. Oops, I don't know. Looks very similar. Again, very strong 2 week move, like straight up from the bottom. Probably earnings related, I'm assuming. Yeah, so there's earnings right here. So yeah, broke out from this nice long base. It's already at 26% gain. And we have this high here from 2 years ago. And then like I said, probably have a little bit more resistance after that. So here's the ultimate high. So this level right here is a long resistance level. So if it breaks through that, then it probably go to the previous high. Booking, I don't have this stock yet, but everyone say it's a good stock. It's basically like price line before, right? And
Mhm.
you can see it broke the new high already. That was like 5-6 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. So that's really good sign. Oh, I mean, sorry, that's months. Sorry, that's months. 5 months ago. So it already broke the new high. And then it built this base and it came out. Look at the volume at the bottom. Because no one wants to
Wow.
sell. Nobody wants to sell. Look at the one with the flow volume here. So that was a big sign right there on this 3 week high. I missed this, unfortunately. Um, but it's not too far out yet. So if there's a pullback, probably there's an opportunity there. But now the slope is pretty nice, 45 degree angle. Also, like I said, nice clean breakout. Uh, Yeah, those are the best. And this handle is so tight right here. Look at the right here. Look at the volume. I don't know how I missed this, but anyway, look at the volume.
Wow.
So low.
One is selling.
Yeah, this is a picture perfect base pattern, and then nice handle here. Seeing, like I said, industrials leading right now, right? So we're seeing like CLS, MOD, STRL. This one, APG, is a fairly new name. Uh, Exxon, so and so another security. FedEx reporting this week. We have WAB and SPB, building construction. So let's just look at a few of these CLS. This one constantly come up on my screen. It hasn't moved that much yet, as you can see, but it is, always making new highs. It just keep me, but like I said, it hasn't moved big yet, right? Like this right here was the big movement, and then it just kind of go up sideways, go up sideways, go up sideways. Now it's $29, so it's getting generally like once they hit like 30, 35, that's when the big guys start to come in. Because then it'll be more liquid, right? And now it's still small, 3.5. I mean, like I said, we have this big move right here, and then it just kind of slowly move up, right? A few weeks at a time. But we haven't seen like a big move yet, you know. So hopefully it'll happen soon. Um, but yeah, so earnings are pretty stable, pretty strong. Again, this area, electrical, has been doing well, so this whole year. Um, Related to this, like VRT is another one. So very similar chart, you can see this strong uptrend, build a base, and slowly move up, and now it's like breaking out. This one's already up 18% from this breakout right here. MOD, MOD. This is in the buildings, AC heating products. So previous uptrend right here, build a base, now it's starting to move
Yeah, this one is
10%.
awesome.
This one is what?
This one is nice. I have it.
Nice, nice. Yeah, so volume is there, mostly. And like the fundamentals are strong numbers right there. So it's starting to move out right now. We'll see the slope change. It's starting to. So this is the really nice slope here, and then it kind of went sideways. Still going up. See, it keep making new highs slowly. And then now it came up again. Looks pretty good. STRL, yeah, that's another strong one. So these are all the previous leaders you can see right here. This was the nice one right there. Now this one broke into a long base. And now, recently, look how tight right here is trading. And then look at the volume dry up right here. And then look at the volume start to come in. And then look at this run going up now. The slope is really strong now. So it hasn't broke out yet, but it is climbing the right side really fast. And like I say, this is a leader before this base. So if it breaks out, it'll probably be another leader. And now industrials have the wind behind them. I would think they will keep going, right? Exxon and APG are both securities, actual physical security company. So let's see. This one, is, again, not too big, 7.8 billion. Came out 3 weeks ago, kind of went sideways, and then finally this third week it moves. It's okay, fundamentals okay. Not the strongest, but it's okay. But the RS rating looks nice. The slope also look pretty nice. It almost seems like it's accelerating a bit right now. Then the other one is Exxon. So Exxon is probably more known to more people. This one, let me see, is it smaller or bigger? 19. Yeah, so this is 3 times bigger than APG. And yeah, so this is a nice cup handle breakout. It's already 18%. from the pivot here. So this was the nice previous run right here, nice one. And then built this long consolidation. Now it finally moves again. So we'll see how will this do. These numbers are much stronger than APG. So looks good. New relative strength, high path, fresh, net, pins, DD dog, data dog, ANET, globe, frog. A lot of the younger guys, eh? Team, even Zillow came out. Twilio. I also have Autodesk. Look at Nvidia. We haven't looked at the big cap, so we can go to the big cap right now. So Nvidia has been building this nice long base right now. Pretty long. Like goes back to July now. But the recent pullback here is pretty tight. You can see here. And all three moving average converge rate, 10-day, 21-day, 50-day. So all of them converge. And now you can see it's slowly moving up. You know, it's not fast, right? It's not fast, but nonetheless, it's still moving up. So patience is the key here. So we'll see if Nvidia will break out anytime soon. There is, some volume. So it's looking okay. It's not a fast move right now, but I won't expect it to until it breaks out. So $505 around there is the last high. So we break through that decisively, then probably we see that breakout, and that's probably when that's a good time to get back in. But right now it's just kind of, it's in the upper range of this range here. So I would think like it has a high chance of breaking out, but we'll see, right? Right now the mega cap seems to be taking a back seat. So that's the reason why it's not moving so much. And everyone's saying there might be a rotation. So I don't know. We'll see. But Nvidia obviously is the AI titan, and the chip area will benefit at the beginning of this new AI cycle, new industry trend. And also at Microsoft, you can see Microsoft is definitely weakening. You can see the RS rating has gone down quite a bit actually. It's coming back to the previous buy point right now. So I mean, if you bought it even like a month ago, you're not losing much, but you're not gaining much. So it's just kind of have a pattern right now, right? Nvidia's similar story, but at least these two guys hasn't gone down a lot, right? And go to Apple. Probably Apple is like one of the better looking charts right now. 198.23 is the previous closing high. So we are at 197.57. I think it passed that high on intraday the other day, but it never closed a new high. So yeah, so 199 was the highest level, but it didn't close at that level, right? So on the week anyway. So yeah, but Apple is looking very nice. Wanting to break out. We'll see if it can. And that would be a good sign if it does, but it hasn't. So Google. I'm a little bit disappointed at Google because I got in 2 weeks ago on a nice up big week, but then it fell back so fast. I was like, what's happening here? So I'm out of it again, and yeah, I don't know what's going on with this stock right now. It just doesn't want to break out. Again, this mega cap stuff right now is really taking a toll on all these stocks right now. So whether they can lead next year or whether they'll take a backseat next year, that's what most people seem to think. Meta, this chart looks very similar to Nvidia, because it kind of tried to come out, but then it falls back, hit the 50-day, and then it moves like up slowly, very slow. So yeah, I don't know. It looks kind of weak to me. The RS rating is kind of falling slowly. Um, yeah. Amazon, Amazon also, like, I've been in this stock so many times now. It just hasn't moved, right? It just went sideways and sideways and sideways and sideways. And on Friday, it has a new high close, 1498, 1497. So 14997. So the previous one was 14926. So it did close at the top. But like I say, I'm just a little bit tired of this stock because it just not moving as much as I wanted to. And then we have Netflix. Netflix, it has bounced back very significant to the high, and then it pulls back like even below 21 day, and then everyone thought, oh, this doesn't look good, and then it bounced back really fast. A little bit volatile to me lately, right? Especially this last Thursday. So we'll see. Again, not sure what's happening with some of these mega caps. They seem to be having lots of trouble right now. Um, Seems that there's more selling than buying by buyers out there. So I would be a little bit more cautious with the big caps because yeah. Okay, so that's Netflix, and then we have Tesla. Um, Tesla again. On the weekly chart, it looks okay. It's near the top range. I think it's trying to come out, but yeah, we still have this top range here. Yeah, see on Friday, you see it's trying to come out a little bit. But again, I like to see like strong breakout, right? Like from a trend line, especially. This is very weak to me, so it just came up so little. Um, the volume is there though, so that's a good sign. 3 days of bounce, but I still like to see a stronger breakout because there's lots of resistance level here. So even if it bounce, you still have to go through this two levels here, 208 and 268 and 276. So yeah, so there's still lots of resistance. So normally this is a double cup base pattern, so double bottom base, sorry. So the middle point is usually where you want to see the breakout. That's usually after that there'll be less resistance. So we'll see. Yeah. So let's look at UiPath. Um, Nice strong breakout, and now it's holding tight at the 10-day. This is a very nice chart. Uh, yeah, very nice chart. It's 38% already from this pivot right here. So this 35%, sorry. So this is moving pretty fast for this stock. So yeah, looking good, and there's still some resistance level, but the earnings are superior. Looks very good. Let's go at D-Dog. Datadog. So a lot of people have eyes on this. Um, Look at this big giant cup with handle, and then here is another mini cup, another cup and handle here. So everyone's looking at this, right? Look at this previous resistance level. So Friday it did come out. Yeah, it did. So that's really good. Um, yeah, so it did break out of the around 120 level. So now it's at 122. So yeah, hopefully this will take off. So this is a really good sign. And the volume is also there, supported. So good stuff. I like it. FreshBooks. This is a smaller money stock. $24. So definitely more volatile. You can see on the weekly chart. It also came out on Friday on this week. So yeah, so the resistance level is, pretty far back, even though this was like over 2 years ago, but it's pretty far back, so it's probably less, like more safe, less resistance going forward. And yeah, so the 10-day slope is like pretty strong right now. And yeah, it looks good. It's a nice cup with handle pattern. But like I said, the only thing about the stock is a little bit more volatile, but that's because it's a $20 stock, right? So it moved 10%, $2 or something like that very easily. So we just have to make sure have more cushion. Cloudflare, I mean this is a old name, and yeah, so you can see Cloudflare on the weekly chart. We still have this resistance level, which we did pass on this week as well. So it's interesting how all these stocks we just talked about are now passing a very long-term overhead level, and they're all breaking out from the recent base pattern too at the same time. So not only are they breaking out from a base pattern, but they're also surpassing a long-term old resistance level. So this is really good sign. So this is probably like, so you can see after $80, it kind of jumped to 85 really fast. Volume wise, you can see all the blue accumulation here, and then the red is the down days. Those are really low volume. So this one is definitely under accumulation, Cloudflare, and you can see the numbers here. Incredible growth, very high sales as well. I really like this stock. I feel like it has a chance to run again. And it's slowly clearing the old resistance level. So that's one thing Jim Roper mentioned is just because of this really huge resistance level. So, that's why until now it hasn't really moved much, right? It's just kind of back and forth, back and forth. But hopefully now that we have broken through this like 80 level, it has cleared more resistance, maybe less choppy. We'll see. Uh, the next one, Pinterest continues to surprise me. Um, it has cleared most of its overhead level, um, at least since 1.5 years ago. So now it's moving pretty fast. You can see, and I've been adding to this stock, and the chart looks really good. Went up, went sideways, and then now it's going up again. So yeah, so 29% from its pivot point. It's moving really nicely right now. It's just, pretty much riding the 10-day up, and the slope is really strong. A few more tech stocks we want to talk about. ANET, this guy has finally moved. Took them a while, but now it has. And because it broke out right here from a double bottom base, and it kind of just went sideways, but it always kept making new highs. And then it has a pullback here, so this is probably the last chance you could buy on this pullback rebound here. And now it's moving. Now it's moving pretty fast. So again, ANET is, similar to SMCI, right? Like it was the leader at the beginning of this year, and it didn't come out as much as SMCI, but who knows? Maybe now it's going to start to move, right? I don't know, but it is a leader in their space, networking, for a lot of the Meta and Microsoft. All those are all their clients. So ANET, yeah, ANET looking good. Another guy is Frog, J Frog. This is small cap. So this one also broke out, right? So you see, so this week, the theme of this week is probably many small caps have like the good one anyway, have broken out of the base. So we're finally moving again, the small cap story may be true. At least it look real right now. A lot of them are just moving really fast and they're breaking out. So we might see more of that and even faster movement. This one you can see the fundamentals are really strong now. And this one has less overhead as well. So good. It's JFrog. Team. The team also an older name. Um, this one still have lots of resistance. You can see right here. And that's not too long ago. That's still within a year and a half ago. So, but it did break out. It come out. This is not as small anymore. 59 billion. Okay, next one's Globe. Globe is a tech service area. This is nice. This is huge, long couple of days. Very volatile. Not sure why it's so volatile. But now you see volume coming in every week almost, and it's broken out from this top handle base right here, and it's moving pretty fast. And then now it's trying to clear this level. I think it did. Yeah, it did. So it looks good. 249. Okay, maybe not. Let me see. Did I read it wrong? No, that's 240. Sorry, I read it wrong. So it did clear that. Now it's 243. Yeah, so this one's moving as well. Fundamentals is okay. It was a very good stock before and a huge downturn. Huge. Look at this massive downturn. Now it's trying to get out of this level here. So still lots of resistance. So that's that one. Autodesk. So Autodesk, in the software design area, it broke out from this trend. So it did break out from, all this long-term trend. Um, yeah, it's a long-term like trend. Like I took a position. I was like worried that, it's gonna come back down again, but it actually worked this time. So looks good. Probably the stronger ones like CDNS, Kaizen Design. This one bounced back a little bit this week. Hypnosis. So this one also make new high this week. Also bounce back. So these are all the ones that are new highs. Adobe was the one that reported this week didn't do well. I was surprised because they lowered their guidance. So the stock took a pretty big hit. It came back down now to the 50-day. So it's trying to hold at that level. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. But it doesn't look good right now. Lingo, they make new high this week.
Yeah,
uh, I mean, like Jim Ropel say, it's just it's not like it can't like he was talking. So this week he's very focused on going long, right? Because now that the bull market, he feels the bull market has started. He said, we're gonna find the stocks that will change the world, and he believed Duolingo could be one of them because it's helping educate people all around the world. Um, and so it's possible that this could be a giant leader. Um, and the fundamentals are strong, stable, and growing. And this whole sector is doing well, right? Like we talked about this last time too. So EDU is one of them. This is from China. It did suffer a pullback this week. I'm not sure if there's any news, but this is, pretty much near new high in the last 2 years, right? Talk about Learned. That's another one. This one's in the US. Also suffer a pullback this week. But these are all stocks that have recently made new highs. And then the other one's LAUN, I believe. LA. Okay. Lauren. Yeah, Lauren. This is another one. Okay, this one is not as strong as the other three. If we were to enter a strong bull market, let's say the next 2 years, um, who's going to become the biggest, you know, stock that has changed the world? And that's the one that probably will go up the most. And he believes Duo could be one of them. And they're also shifting to teaching other stuff too, right? Not just languages, but also like math and I don't know what the other stuff they're teaching. So yeah, if I look at my, oh yeah, music and math, that's what it's teaching now. So yeah, so that could be a potential game changer. Info, service now. Okay, so let's look at service now. This is another big cap. This week it kind of not bad. I mean, it didn't close it at the bottom at least because it suffered a pullback on Thursday. I don't know if there's news. This is a pretty big pullback on one day. And Friday came back to 10-day. How about the mega caps like 10 minutes ago? And I don't like how a lot of the charts are not moving up, despite the market is rallying, right? Of course, it could be just pause for them, but this is one indication, right? Like Service Now, this is to me this is the one of the elite stocks as well, and it's a big cap. And this day it suffers such a strong pullback, like it should never happen. Is what I'm trying to say. In a strong market, for a good stock like this shouldn't happen, but it did. So I'll be a little bit more cautious about some of these stocks. I don't like what I'm seeing. So GitLab. GitLab, you see, it has a reversal. It hit that 20% mark pretty fast in just like 10 sessions. So if you took your profit, great. If you didn't, it pulled back so fast. In 2 days, it came back. Now we're at the 10-day line again. Nothing wrong with this chart. If it rises to 10-day, it might have a long way to go. But yeah, right now it's just really steep slope, which is good. GitLab has potential. The volume is there to support it as well. The fundamentals there is turning around. Look at those numbers. It's making money. It has lots of resistance, so that's probably why it's such more volatile. But it also moves really fast, so you kind of have to. So there's a rule, right, with IBDs, like if you make 20% within 8 weeks, you should hold it, or within 3 weeks, sorry. If you make 20% within 3 weeks of breakout, you should hold it for 8 weeks. That's the rule they have. And this is make 20% within 2 weeks, so it's really fast mover. And it's near the previous resistance level. So right here, if it breaks out above that, it'll probably go up higher, because this stock can move, really move. Okay, that's GitLab. I want to go back to Expedia because I think we missed this one. This chart looks really good, right? Expedia, look at this. It kind of, yeah, it just gap out and then it just move up like nice and, well, not even that slow. It's now almost 20%, 19% from the breakout point. Another stock, Uber. So this stock is just, probably the easiest to hold stock in the market. So we are hitting some resistance level here. This is the previous high. Yeah, so we are hitting that right now. High of $64, and it didn't get to it. Get to 63.50. Pretty close. And then it reversed, right? So I don't like this reversal right here, but it's just one day. Um, it's also the largest volume, but that's because probably I don't know. It might be related to options expiration. I don't know. But you know, be aware that at the beginning of the run, like when it's breaking out, you want to see highest volume. But when at the end of the if it's near the end of the run, if it has highest volume, that usually not a good sign because it could mean people are getting out, right? So I would definitely take profit here. Um, so that's my own thinking. Yeah, and the relative strength is weakening. So like I say, I don't like the reversal on Friday.
It's getting added in S&P on Monday. That's why it's positive.
Okay,
So a
okay.
lot of people, a lot of funds will buy on Monday.
Oh
I
yeah,
think that will be a good time to
right, right,
time
right.
to sell.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. You might be getting at the best price, right? Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely planning to sell on Monday on this one. But again, it's because it's such a strong stock, right? Like one day of movement, you don't know, but it is not a good sign. The highest volume, reversal, all that stuff. But it's just one day, depending on how aggressive you are, you can sell a little bit and hold more, or you can sell half, whatever you want to do. But this is one of been the best, moving stock uh, in the last 5, 6 weeks, right? So that's Uber. Um, I think if I look at Wing, so Wing is very similar. It broke out. Um, also pulled back this week. Yeah, so it also pulled back on Thursday. So this is again this kind of action I don't like. When it fall hard on higher volume to the 50-day, and then on Friday, it really didn't bounce back much. So you want to see a big bounce back, or at least half of it. It didn't even come close to it. So that's not good. So wings also reverse. Um, I don't know why. You see, coming down pretty fast too. I don't like that. And the volume, look at the volume now, right? All red now on the high side. So I don't like what's happening to this stock. Everyone talk about ELF. It's still going. Broke out this week. Looks like it's holding tight. Volume is there, and very little sell volume. So looking good. This chart looking good. The one I don't have this one, but on BR. So this one also pulling back now on high volume. So that's not good. Um, yeah. So that's that one. So MLM, building construction stock, broke out from this long base. It has a nice uptrend previously. Now it just broke out. So David Ryan bought into this one. It looks pretty good, and so I believe I got in on Friday. Um, but David got in on like earlier, like Monday or Tuesday. Um, yeah, it's starting to move. So this is in the building area, cement and stuff. So I think this looks pretty good. This is also a leader, like it has cleared all this previous highs, and so now it's making new highs. So yeah, MLM. Okay, Powell. Yeah, Powell looking very good, new high as well. And this week it closed at the top. Lots of volume coming in as it go to the new high. Look at these fundamentals, really strong. Yeah, right now it seems to be digesting, right? It's trying to come out 91.29. It's having a tough time, one, two, three times. it just couldn't do it. I don't know why. So the reason why this stock not on my radar is because like it has a very low guidance. Oh no, it has a high guidance. Not that. So I don't know why this is not on my list, but it is a pretty good one actually in terms of guidance. But yeah, it is trying to come out and it just couldn't do it yet. But once it come out, I think it'll move, right? So so we just have to wait for that to happen. It's getting closer and closer. So yeah.
Volume looks
Yes, it's really strong. So um, ours line looks okay too. So yeah, I think it's very close. This guy has moved every time. Look at this. Every time it breaks out, it has moved. So that's a good thing, right? I mean, that's another thing you want to study. Like when you look at chart, it's always look back when it breaks out, how much did it move? Because it's kind of a sign, right? So it does move every time it breaks out. So if it does break out this time again, it probably will move 20 more or more percent easily. Like I said, the fundamentals are really super right now. I'm gonna add this to my list. I don't know why it's not on my list. It probably is. It's just I haven't paid attention to it. Let me see. Yeah, it's down here. I don't know why it's down here. Anyhow, so I'll put X here so I remember to look at it. Okay, good one. Anything else? Okay, we haven't talked about health, but I do want to jump back to tech for 1 second. Is there something weird happening in tech, right? Like Palantir just keep falling. I mean, it could be just building another base on base pattern, but I just don't know why it's keep doing this. It's like I mean, it's not bad right now. But Friday got knocked back down. So maybe it just need more time. So it looks like it's gonna build a base on base pattern. So that's that one. What else are there? So-called collagen, I believe this is collagen. Uh, chronic pain disease. Okay. So this one has come back pretty fast here on the right side. Actually faster than, looks like very surprising. So all the volume is there on the recent weeks. Uh, Numbers are actually not bad at all. Look at this, right? So for health drug company, and like I said, it's trying to break out right now. It's getting very close to it. Looks pretty good. So this is one of the good ones. The other ones, Vertex, I think one of the drug trial went very well. Um, and it kind of broke out right here on high volume, and then it falls through on Thursday and Friday. So that is all good signs. Um, Vertex is an old name. Like Jim Ropel has this stock in one of his family account for like ages. And look at this. It doesn't break out and move high fast. Depends, right? Like right here it did, but here, I mean here it did too. One big, like that's a big jump, but that's because of that news. Yeah. So this is a long-term trend stock. Like it's really, let's say it doesn't usually move that fast, but it is a buy and hold stock for like Jim Ropel for his one of his family account. Um, so that's very close to breaking out here. It did pull back on Thursday and Friday, so we're still at this 10-day slope. It's a very strong slope. If it holds this slope, then we might see more browns because it hasn't quite like it broke out, but then it came back in, right? So we'll see if this can continue there. Okay, we'll look at some older like big guys. Lily. Okay, so this doesn't look too good. You can see it's kind of on a downtrend. We talk about this for weeks now. It's just not moving for some reason. This one, same thing, MVO on a downtrend. Change in any way. So MicroStrategy is kind of bouncing up and down here. I'm sure the Bitcoin is doing the same thing right now. Yeah, very similar. See, the chart pattern is almost identical. So, Yeah, so it's just kind of going back and forth right now. So I'm not sure what will happen next. It's possible that this is a pattern, which means it will eventually come to making a decision, up or down big. So we'll see. Uh, gold, see, gold is kind of very volatile as well. Um, yeah, it's not bad. It's above 10-day. RS line has been going down though, so that's not big. Um, financials. Oh yeah, we haven't looked at financials. So I don't have too many financial on my. Oh, NXT I didn't talk about. Uh, CBR, CRBG. So this is a newer name on my list. So insurance life, small cap, $21. Broke out Thursday, Friday, fall through. Looks pretty good. This is a new stock IPO, so yeah, this is a like I said, $20 stock, more volatile. Um, but I'm gonna go back to. Oh yeah, you heard about four, right? Getting acquired. Possible fire. I think yeah, it doesn't mark it. I don't know why. Usually it will mark it, but I don't know. But yeah, it did jump on that news. Right here. So I'm not sure if it's official or not. I don't know, but doesn't show on IBD screen.
What's the news?
Yeah, I think they're getting.
What's the news?
Yeah, they're getting acquired, right? I believe. But I don't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but it didn't move as much as people thought, and also, yeah, I'm not sure. Um, yeah, that's four. But I want to look at NXT because this one stopped moving again. So this is solar. I think solar move a lot this week, right? S-
Yeah, Enphase, the rage.
yeah. So this one broke out. Yeah. So it looks good. Long base right here. Nice long base IPO stock. Super fundamentals. Like I said, it hasn't moved many. I tried here before, and then now it's breaking out again. Looks good. So, but this is a more volatile stock. Um, Enphase, haven't looked at this in a long time. Yeah, big move this week. Look at those. All the solo stocks got upgraded. I think again. Um, so here you go. Looks pretty good. SCTG. This one also bounced strong above 50-day line now. And for solar, looks good. Bounce back. Array, same thing. So they all bounce this week. Yeah, looks good. Solar.